trail running may not be the first thing you think of when you hear On, but that might change with their new shoe, the On Cloudultra Pro. This shoe is completely different from anything that they've released before, and I've done a couple runs in it. I'm ready to give you my first impressions. Just a quick disclaimer that On did send these to me to review, but all my thoughts and opinions are my own. Anyways, let's talk about the specs. The On Cloudultra Pro has a stack height of 38.5 millimeters in the heel, 32.5 in the forefoot with a 6 millimeter drop. The weight comes in at 9.7 ounces, I believe for a men's size 10. The price is $260, and I put this in the trail super shoe category or an ultra race day shoe. All right, now let's talk about what's new in the shoe overview. The upper uses Leno weave mesh, which is open and breathable and allows for easy draining of water. It has a gusseted tongue and generous padding. The midsole is made up of dual density Helion HF with a softer top layer and firmer bottom layer to help provide both comfort underfoot and add some stability. Sandwiched in between the foam is a forked fiberglass infused nylon speedboard to aid with rebound and stability. The outsole uses updated mission grip rubber with 3.5 millimeter lugs designed to grip on various trails and conditions. Moving on to the fit of the shoe, I received my usual men's size 12, and I thought the fit was great, definitely true to size, and probably one of the best fitting shoes I've ever had from On. Had a nice thumbs width at the end, not too snug or loose anywhere, no heel slipping, definitely a great fit on this one. Now let's talk about the ride and my first impressions of these shoes. So right out of the box, I put them through their paces, headed over to Boulder and ran up the flat irons, and over various terrain. There's some technical rocky parts, there was some gravelly double track, some 15% inclines, and this shoe handled it quite well. The midsole itself was very cushioned and super comfortable, definitely what you want when you're out there on the trail all day. And for the full length of my run, I never had any issues with comfort. It was super comfortable, nice and bouncy as well. However, when I was going over some of the technical rock fields, it was a little more unstable than I would have liked, but over smaller rocky sections, it just was able to roll over them and I had no issues with stability there. So when I was bombing it downhill on the gravelly sections, I really noticed the rocker from heel to toe. It was really throwing me on my toes, making it really smooth from heel to toe. And then that cushion was super comfortable, helped absorb the shock as well, and gave a nice little rebound off the toe. Now, despite the lugs only being 3.5 millimeters, I think that the combination of kind of the shape of the lugs and the rubber compound itself made it actually very grippy. I had no issues with grip on all the various terrains I tried it on. Even on some of the sandier spots and gravel, it kept me nice and locked onto the trail. So it happened to be very hot when I was testing out these shoes, and I was thankful for this more open mesh on the upper. It was a lot more breathable, and I didn't really notice debris getting in my shoe that much either. Overall, I think this is a solid trail shoe. It is super fun, nice and energetic and lively, and made me confident on all the different terrain that I took it on. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of quick comparisons. The first shoe I'm gonna compare it to is another trail shoe from On. This is the On Cloudsurfer Trail. It's a new model they released last year, and this one I do really enjoy. It's nice and cushioned, it has good grip. However, these lugs are only 2.5 millimeters. They're pretty shallow, and I found it better for more of a kind of road to trail, gravelly canal, kind of easy single track type of trail shoe. Definitely wouldn't take this on super uneven terrain, rocky technical stuff. That's where this shoe comes in. This is a real bona fide trail shoe. It has that speedboard in there, which gives it a little extra stability. This one does not, so it does kind of wobble around a bit. And the traction is definitely way better on this one. This one's designed to be out there on the course for race day on an ultra. This one's just more kind of, you know, go from your doorstep and hop on some easy trails and loop back. So far, the only other kind of super trail shoe I've tried is the ZoomX Ultrafly from Nike. This shoe uses their ZoomX Superfoam with a forked carbon fiber plate in there. It has a less breathable vapor weave upper that's good at keeping stuff out but not letting air in, while this one is good at letting air in, but also good at letting stuff out, such as water. This one uses the Vibram rubber, which is a great compound. It's super grippy, but the lugs themselves are only about 3 millimeters. They're not super aggressive. So I did enjoy this more on kind of more drier, compact dirt trails, nothing muddy or anything crazy. This one definitely has more bite to it with those 3.5 millimeter lugs, but again, both are very grippy in their own sense. Between the two for race day, I think it depends on the course. I did find that this one felt a little maybe snappier and maybe a little more nimble as well. You can kind of tiptoe around rocks a little easier, while this one definitely feels more cushioned and plush, but not quite as nimble. You kind of have to roll over stuff and kind of instead of tiptoeing around. So it kind of depends on the course and your preference. The On Cloudultra Pro is the first trail shoe to get revamped, and I really like what I'm seeing, and it proves that On is getting serious about trails. They have the Cloudultra 3 coming as well, which is kind of a more daily trainer version of this shoe. I'm hoping to get that as well and give you my thoughts, but I think On is getting serious about the trail and it's exciting. I really enjoyed this shoe. The midsole was amazing, super comfortable for being out there all day. I had no issue on most terrain as far as grip goes. The upper was fit great, super comfortable, nice and breathable. I'm really excited to keep putting the miles on the shoe and maybe even do a race in it. I will report back in my full review. What do you think? Do you think On is getting serious about trails? Are you looking to try out this shoe? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.